What is up, guys? Welcome. Crypto FUD. And let's jump right into this. Hope you guys are having a great Wednesday. Let me get some water in. Let's do this. All right, guys. Markets just opened up. We'll jump right into this. Sorry, I've been gone for the last week. If you guys have been in a Discord, you guys know I've been down in Mexico. Went down to Mexico. Hence, if you guys see, I have this fantastic tan going on here. Looking great. Looking absolutely great, just like Bitcoin. So, Bitcoin right now sitting around 118,700. Not looking bad at all. We had a little bit of a retest back towards this 115 area, 115.8. Looks great as of now. Nice little retest. Obviously coming from these crazy highs that we did see a few days ago. Bitcoin hitting 123,235 on my chart to be exact. Let's actually mark that down as a high right here. So 123,235. Absolutely crazy. So I've been on a cruise for the last 5 days. Obviously the market just started taking off like crazy while I was on vacation. Luckily I had Wi-Fi. Wasn't the best Wi-Fi though. I will have to say that Starlink put me down. I don't know if it was because I was so far down in Mexico. I don't know what the case was, but it was not the best Wi-Fi. I was not able to stream when I was on the actual cruise. But when I got to a private island, I was able to catch Wi-Fi and stream briefly. But the point of what I'm getting to is I would check in on the charts, and I mean, just one day I wake up, and you guys can see, obviously, we were at 123. I was absolutely insane. I was like, dude, this is crazy times that we're living in, right? If you guys are from 2020, from the last bull run, hitting $123,000 is just something that, we knew was going to happen. It's just crazy to actually see it. So absolutely crazy. So right now, like I said, we're sitting around 118,005. Couple things, Ethereum actually looking great. You guys can see this was the thumbnail on the weekly. We actually look pretty fantastic. You can see the nice little run up. We do have a lot of volume for Bitcoin around 117,000. It looks like that's our area right here, right now, that we do have a lot of volume as of right now. So I'm thinking that if we do come down to test these levels at around 117,100, it's most likely going to be a spot where we're going to have a lot of support, I would guess. And then other than that would be, and I don't think we're going to see this for right now unless there's some kind of a big move towards the downside. Our next real big spot for some solid volume that's loaded up is around 111,600. So I don't expect us dropping down to any of those levels, honestly, right now. I'm going to show you guys some stuff that, yesterday, all over the news, you guys can see that I guess the bill that we have been following did not get passed yesterday, but we're actually going to talk about that here. We do have some good news. Looking at the MACD on the weekly, you can see we basically, we're still pointing towards that upside. We're still running parallel blue and orange lines, looking great, pointing towards the sky, obviously indicating that we're going to have some solid moves or still continuation for right now towards the upside. Obviously, this is a lag indicator, so I mean, we could be moving down and this still could be pointing up. So, but for right now, the weekly still looks very, very bullish right now. Want to switch over real quick to Ethereum. Ethereum is looking absolutely fantastic. If you guys have been following the channel, you guys know I posted this a while back, probably about 2 weeks ago. It feels like, yeah, probably over 2 weeks ago. I literally called it. Bitcoin was at around 2,500, and I said, guys, we're going to see a $3,000 Bitcoin probably within the next week. We covered a lot of things. Basically, the gentleman Tom Lee, that's a big guy in crypto and stocks, is basically head of a company now, and he said we're about to start doubling up on Ethereum. Indicating that a lot of institutional money is going to start piling in on Ethereum, and that's exactly what we've been seeing. A lot of ETF inflows for Ethereum is starting to rack up, along with Bitcoin. Right? He did indicate that they were still going to be focused on Bitcoin as well, but they were going to be moving a lot of their focus onto Ethereum now because that's going to be the next big thing as far as we get in towards altcoin season. Right? So now we're looking Ethereum. Like I said, sitting around 31.75 right now. We did break a key spot, which was at 382 on the fib retracement, which is around $3,000. We did break that area, so we're looking good. The next big spot, we're going to have little areas in between here and now where we're at, then we might see some resistance. But the next big spot that I do anticipate that we're going to have a lot of sell pressure and a lot of resistance is going to be that $3,600 level. You're hearing me say it now before we even get there. $3,600 is going to be a big spot, and it's only because when we're looking at this weekly, you can see this was back in 2021. These are highs, right? And you can see we've never really broke above this high, this trend line of highs here, right? Making lower highs as we've continued in the last 4 years, right? We did break briefly. We've talked about this all the time. We did run up to about 4,100, but it was very short-lived. That's when we kind of saw that little quick few weeks of altcoin season before it basically, was rejected and we went back down. You can see, obviously, Ethereum dropped all the way down to $1,400 within the next, month, 2 months after that. So this trend line, big spot. You can see we need to break above and we need to stay above this $3,600 level. Obviously, we have the 236 right above that as well at around 37. So this is going to be a key spot that we're going to keep an eye out. 3,700. That's going to be a big spot. I'm actually going to circle it now because I guarantee we're going to be coming up here at some point. And I'm going to be like, see? Told you guys. Freaking told you guys. Right? So we'll see whenever we start getting up there. 3,700 on Ethereum is going to be a big spot, in my opinion, for some massive resistance. Jumping over to the Fear and Greed Index. Real quick, let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's having a little bit of a rejection. This spot right here, this 118, I should have freaking opened up a short. This 118.9 area right here is a big spot for some resistance. As of now, you can see we've come up multiple times in the last day, right? And we've kind of been running up, hitting our head. We broke above once, but we can't seem to find it as some support. Let me see here, the S&P. Let's look at the S&P real quick. S&P is having a little bit of sell-off here as well. Let's see. I mean, nothing too crazy. The S&P technically is in the green right now, up 0.1. The Nasdaq's down 0.1. The Dow Jones is up 0.2. We have the VIX down. The dollar's slightly up at around 0.1. Doesn't look like anything too crazy is going on with the market as of now. So, but going back to Bitcoin, you guys can see we're going to have some resistance right here at around this 118.9 area. Jay, what's going on, brother? This 119 area is going to give us some resistance for right now, as it has been for the last, I would say 12, 24 hours, somewhere around there roughly. So we'll see how this moves. If you are looking for any kind of because me personally, we're in such high levels. I don't want you guys to think that I am I'm bearish on the market. I do know we're going to be going up a lot higher, but we had such a massive run up that I wouldn't be surprised if we kind of hang around in these areas, or we could easily come back to retest 112. We easily could come back to retest 112, being that was our previous high for so long, for the last 6 months. That was our high, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if we do have some bad news come out, which we don't have any right now, but some bad news coming out, we come down to maybe 112, and then we start, running back up at some point. And you guys know, I'll keep repeating myself. You guys do know that I am still on this 4-year cycle. Until I'm proven wrong, I still do believe that we are going to top out somewhere towards the end of this year. I don't care what you believe. That's my opinion. I do think towards the end of this year, we are going to top out for Bitcoin. Where are we going to top out? Definitely going to have to move the goalpost, because I was telling you guys 130, 140. We could easily run up to 150 to 175 potentially if we can hold these solid levels that we're at right now. So Jay said, what do you think Bitcoin's new floor is? That I think the new floor for right now, if we were looking at the split second, 115.8, right, is our floor right now, right? Just because that's what we came back to retest. But I do think ultimately we have, I think this solid area to where, if we saw a big move towards the downside, maybe something, it came out and we're some bad news. I could see this, like I said before, a little while ago, this 112 area being the solid spot for some massive support, given this was our previous high, so we'll see how it is. I did just mark 113.7 just because this was the spot that we did come up and hit our head. It looks like when we were on our way up, so that will give us some support, but that'll probably be a little, nothing really too much not really depending on that as some support level. So we'll see how that plays out. But things look good right now, especially if you guys remember yesterday, I was literally still traveling, so I was kind of getting my news a little late. But I did see that the bill did not pass as of yesterday, right? And that was why we saw somewhat of a sell-off as of yesterday. But it looks like things are changing just in 24 hours. So according to CNBC, Trump says crypto regulation bill that failed to advance earlier now has the votes to move forward. So let's see here. Key points. Several cryptocurrency related bills backed by President Donald Trump failed to clear a key prudential hurdle in the House of Representatives. Hours later, Trump said the Republican skeptics all have agreed to vote in favor of the rule after a short discussion. He means after he came and dropped the bomb on their ass. They're like, you guys like your position? You guys like being senators and stuff like that? Yeah. Make sure you guys vote in on this, because if not, we're going to have you guys. I'm just kidding. You can't do that. So the failure still marked a major blow to the crypto industry, which was hoping for a series of legislative wins this week, and we're going to get them. So President Donald Trump said Tuesday that the group of House Republicans who blocked several cryptocurrency regulation bills from moving forward earlier in the day had changed their minds following the White House meeting and would now vote in advance of the legislation. I am in the Oval Office with 11 of the 12 congressmen, women necessarily, to pass the Genius Act, and after a short discussion, they have all agreed to vote tomorrow morning in favor of the rule, Trump wrote on Truth Social before 9 p.m. So that means they're going to be, that's today. This came out last night. That's today. They're going to be getting back into the, where are they going? Into the House tomorrow, and they're basically, they're going to be going into the House tomorrow, and they're going to be doing this all over again, hopefully getting those yays instead of the nays, right? So Trump said that House Speaker Mike Johnson called into the meeting and looked forward to taking the vote as early as possible. It was a dramatic, quick rebound for the Trump-supported piece of legislation, which just hours before had faced an uncertainty path forward after the bills failed to clear a key prudential hurdle. The bills cannot advance until the House approves rules of debate for the legislation. The final surprise tally of the vote Tuesday was 196 in favor of the approval and 223 against. 13 Republicans voted with Democrats to block the legislation from moving forward. The measures had been widely expected to pass. The failure of the rule during what is being called the Crypto Week was a rare instance of House Republicans refusing to take direction from Trump, at least temporarily. The late Tuesday flip among the holdouts underscores Trump's firm grip. The iron grip is what they want you to think he has, right? Over the Republican conference. Crypto-linked stocks turned lower after the vote failed. So, we won't read any much longer, but as of today, we should be getting some news. I'm guessing probably a little later today. I don't see anything dropping right now as far as when they're going to be going in. I'm sure it's going to be some kind of a special session, right, where they're going to just come in probably, I would imagine, within the next probably hour if they're not doing it as we speak. So, we'll see. Right now, it looks like on the 15-minute, you guys can see we're using the MA, the moving average ribbon right now on the 20, 50, 100, and 200 days. Right now on the 15-minute, we have some support for Bitcoin around 118.2. Looks like it's trying to hold for right now. So that's the good news right now. We have some other good news I'm going to talk about here in a second. But looking at the bubbles for the daily, you can see, I mean, regardless of the small fluctuations in price right now, I think what people need to really understand is that Bitcoin is at freaking $118,000 plus, right? Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. And right now, a lot of these alts, they still have not pumped yet, right? We still have not seen that altcoin, pump that we know is going to happen. And then we'll pull up Bitcoin's dominance right now. And you can see we have been dropping. Holy crap, I'm telling you, I'm so behind on everything that's going on right now. But if we pull up this daily real quick, let's move this out of the way. Holy crap. That looks great. And you know why? I'm going to tell you exactly why we're seeing this, right? Flip. What's going on, bro? Look at this dominance dropping down, right? So you can see we are finally, we're literally coming up to a very, very important spot right now, which is this trend line, right? This trend line, if we zoom out, this trend line, this is the dominance, right? That has been steadily moving up, has been running since we got out of the bear market in 2022. November 2022, dominance kind of just, I mean, we flatlined a lot before that, but this is where we pretty much were consolidating for Bitcoin dominance. And you can see we started to move towards the upside. This was the end of the bear market, starting basically at the beginning of what we've been in for the last 2 to 3 years, technically getting into 3 years at the end of this year right now. And you can see exactly flip. Ethereum's up, dominance is down, right? And this is why we always say this is so important, right? So important to keep an eye now that we're seeing Ethereum starting to move up, right? It's starting to I'm not going to say decouple from Bitcoin, right? Because Bitcoin's up like crazy too, right? But you're seeing like today, Bitcoin's up 0.5, Ethereum is up 1.5%, right? So you're going to start seeing this where maybe you have days Bitcoin's going to be doing better, like we've been seeing for the last 2 or 3 months, right? Bitcoin, it's been Bitcoin's show. But at some point, Ethereum and the other alts are going to be taking over. Not over like where Bitcoin's going to crash and it's going to be all about the alts. No. Bitcoin's going to be at solid levels, even if it's at where it's at right now, 118 to 120, somewhere around those areas, that range. And you're going to start seeing a lot of money flowing into Ethereum. That's how it's going to start. We've already been seeing it. We called this 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, we called this, and I said Ethereum's going to be breaking $3,000, right? We're seeing it now. Ethereum right now is approaching $3,200 right now. Let's pull up Ethereum. We just had the chart up. Come on, TradingView, don't do this to me. There we go. So you can see. Let me zoom out off the 15-minute here. I mean, look at this. Just beautiful. Again, we're on the daily, right? We're on the daily. This is the area that we're looking for some massive resistance. This trend line at around 3,600, somewhere around there, give or take. But the point of what I'm getting to, what's going on, brother? The point of what I'm getting to is this is such an important spot, not only for Bitcoin, right? Or not for Bitcoin, but not only for Ethereum, but for the whole alt sector, right? Because if we break below this line, guys, let me give you a little secret. We break below this trend line and we start making down from here, no diddy on that one, your favorite alts are going to start running like crazy. And I don't mean these little 10% moves and then back down 10% and then, I mean they're going to start ripping. They're going to start ripping. You're going to get back into that euphoria mood, right? Where you're going to be looking at your portfolio every 2 hours and you're going to be up hundreds of dollars. Some of us thousands of dollars within hours. Yeah, that's what's coming. That's what's coming, guys. So be ready. Now, obviously, things can change, at a drop of a dime. But the way things are looking right now, the way things are setting up, absolutely craziness right now. And this is why, even right now, I've been stacking up. I already have my positions, you guys already know, on a lot of my stuff that I hold, my utility projects. I love ICP, Ordinals, Solana, right? But I've been stacking up on my meme coins and stuff like that because it's coming, guys. It's coming. And a lot of these meme coins, believe it or not, are still in some crazy low areas where you could easily jump in on these meme coins at freaking, some of these meme coins are at $20-30 million. Absolutely crazy. Some of these meme coins are going to do 10x's instantly. Instantly, like within a week or two, you're going to see 10x's on some of these meme coins. It's going to blow your face off, right? It's going to blow your face off. So things look good. Dominance is heading in the right direction. Ethereum is heading in the right direction. We broke above, like I said, this 382 level, which is around that 3030 level right now. Looks good. We want to see Ethereum continue to move up. As of now, Bitcoin actually shooting back up as well right now too. So let's go out of this dominance real quick. Go over here. I forget what chart I have for Bitcoin. Nope, not that one. I have so many flipping charts right now. I don't know. We'll find that chart back up for my support levels, but things are looking good. Let's since we're talking about Ethereum, let's jump over here. So Ethereum reclaims 3,100 as Ethereum season whispers grow. I didn't know there was an Ethereum season, but an Ethereum season. Jay said, Papel, what do you think, Crep? Let's pull it up here in a second. Let me just fly through this article real quick since we're talking about Ethereum. So Ethereum has reclaimed the 3,100 level for the first time since September, after nearly gaining 7% in the past 24 hours. At the time of writing, the asset trades around 3,153. This was a little bit earlier, making it one of the day's top performing assets. The rebound marks a strong recovery from its earlier dip to 2,900 just days ago amid a broader post-rally slide that triggered losses across the board. It also represents a 21% gain over the past week, putting Ethereum well ahead of Bitcoin and most of the market. What's driving Ethereum's uptrend? The jump in price comes as exchange-traded funds tied to the asset record another day of inflows. Remember, I was talking about this earlier. Logging 192 million across the nine listed. Institutional demand is also rising. Damn, who called this 2 weeks ago? Institutional demand is also rising, with more firms now churning to Ethereum as a long-term treasury reserve asset. But what's pushing the asset even higher is demand from Asia. A recent Matrix report shows that most of Ethereum's recent gains happened during an Asian trading hour. This suggests Asia-based traders are playing a key role in driving the rally, keeping the asset break through key resistance levels and regaining market strength. Let's see here. So is Ethereum set to seize market spotlight? Yes. Weighing in on the price performance, former BitMEX CEO Arthur Hayes forecasts that Ethereum season is edging closer, building on his earlier predictions that the asset is fated to outperform BTC. Hayes' comments echo broader sentiment that Ethereum could unlock more upside, potentially setting the stage for a return to all-time highs and leading the role in the market's next leg. Analyst Matthew Hyland added weight to the idea, noting that if Ethereum breaks out and holds above key levels against Bitcoin, there's a 99% chance Bitcoin dominance has already topped. Oof, you hear that? You hear that? I'll read it again. Hyland added weight to the idea, noting that if Ethereum breaks out and holds above key levels against Bitcoin, there's a 99% chance that Bitcoin's dominance has already topped. Wow. That's big right there, guys. That is this is some good news right here. It really is some good news here. So it's basically impossible for dominance to push higher if Ethereum continues higher against Bitcoin. And that we just talked about that, right? We literally just talked about that. Bitcoin dominance is literally dropping. It's inverse of this chart right here. And you know what else is crazy? Now that I'm just thinking about that. Let's look at this real quick. Now that I'm just thinking about this. So look at this. It's literally an inverse chart, right? We have the trend moving up, right? That Bitcoin dominance is about to, we haven't tested it yet, but we're coming down to it soon at around 63.5% on dominance. Look at this, an inverse of lower highs, right? A downward trend that we're approaching here on Ethereum. Literally an inverse chart right here. This is Ethereum's price coming up to a trend line to break the trend on making lower highs, right? And then you have Bitcoin's trend line making higher lows right here that we're about to break. Freaking insane, right? You can't even make this shit up, to be honest. This is crazy here. So, looks good. Again, like I said, soon, if we can continue on this track, you're going to start seeing some of these meme coins. You're going to start seeing your favorite alts just absolutely going parabolic. So, fun times that we're in right now. So it looks great. Let's pull up some DeFi stuff here. I know Jay, he asked Papel. And guys, real quick while we're pulling this up, tonight we are gonna most likely have our trenches stream tonight. So just be ready. I'll give you guys a little bit more of an update. The only reason I say most likely is I am still getting back to normal. Freaking 5 days down in Mexico has me like where I'm like, even right now, I feel so drained. I went to the gym this morning and I am still like, bro, I could jump in bed and probably sleep all flipping day. I just woke up this morning from 12 hours of sleep and I feel like I can just do it all over again. That's how freaking tired I am. I am not going to drink. If y'all see me drink anything other than water for the next few days, I'm giving you the permission to reach through this camera and slap the Evan beep out of me because I don't need to drink anything. Anything. That damn drink package had me with drinks in my hand from freaking 8 in the morning till when I was going to sleep. It was insane. Insane. I'm going to show you guys some pictures too of my daughter in Mexico real quick. So I'll bring that up in a second. Jay, you said Papel, right? Am I reading this correctly? What Papel, what are you what ecosystem are we talking about? Because if this is the Papel you're talking about, this has no volume, right? Is this the one you're talking about, dude? Oh, Pepe. I'm like, what the hell? Oh, now I see it. Bro, the exclamation point had me thinking it was an L. This is what I'm trying to tell you, bro. Like, I still need a little bit of sleep. I'm like over here ready to fall over. All right. Makes a little bit more sense. The frog coin. So for Pepe, sorry, bro. Listen, we're going to the trenches tonight. I don't care if we're on here and I'm half asleep. We're going in. I'm going to just drink a bunch of energy drinks today and be all pumped up. We'll be good. I was doing that too on the boat, bro, because they had the drink package. You could drink, like, they had Red Bull. And all. So I was just switching over to, like, Red Bull and, like, Tito's all day today, bro. Or all day while we were at the pool. Just sitting there just drinking Tito's. And then I'd mix it with, like, you know, some fruity-ass drinks just because it was so flipping hot down there. But it was a fun time. It really was. But I'm glad to be home. I really am. Because Starling down in Mexico, I'm going to give you guys a little hint. It was not that good. Like, it was taking forever for me to load shit up. It was just like, basically, I was like, you know what? I had leverage open. I did have a short. I opened up. I'm going to talk about Pepe here in a second. But I did open up a short. I don't have any positions open right now, you guys can see. But I did have a short open when we ran up and made all-time highs. I opened up. I didn't catch it because by the time I opened up the chart, it was like at 122. But I was like, let me just open up I opened up a big, not like big like amount-wise, but it was like 100x. You can see it's still leveraged. It was at 100.1x on a short that I caught from 122. I closed it at like 118. I closed it a little too early, but definitely was still, you know, making money while I was over there, but it was kind of rough just because I was, you know, I'm in the pool, I'm soaking wet, no Diddy on that one, and trying to trade with very slow internet. So, but let's get into the frog coin, Pepe. So Pepe looks good, bro. Pepe, you know, obviously we've been talking about, you know, we bring up Pepe here and there. I still do believe that Pepe is going to be, honestly, probably the top meme coin when everything's said and done. The fact that, you know, the market cap has stayed so high up that when we start, you know, propelling up and meme coin season, this thing's already got a $5.5 billion head start on a lot of projects. The only thing that can really get in the way is Dogecoin and Shiba, which I think Shiba is going to get, you know, deflected fast. And I think Dogecoin is going to have a run for its money with Pepe, in my opinion. So, looking at the fib retracement, you guys can see the 618 is basically a spot that we've been trying to battle and break above. It looks like if we zoom in on the 618, you guys have finally broke above that 618 area. Right here, we're zoomed in on the 15-minute. You can see at the 13 basically the 13 area. We're at 1309. The 1304 is your area for the 618, which is going to, obviously you can see, look at this. We're on the 15 minute, but you can see you've come up multiple times and had to retest it. But what do I always say? If you're going to keep retesting a certain area, you're going to eventually break above, right? Or below, right? If you're coming down and you keep finding support at a certain level, if it keeps coming and retesting that area, it's going to break, right? Same thing on the way up. You can see we've come up, we retested it. Looks like 1, 2, 3. Then the fourth time, just couldn't hold. We broke above. Now we need to confirm that we're going to have support at this 13.4 area, right? This is the big thing. So 618, it broke above. That's a big deal right there. You can see obviously a nice upward trend that we have for Pepe as of now. So, and would I be too bullish to say maybe we have some kind of a W pattern that's formed on the 15 minute? Nice little double bottom for Pepe, right? I mean, that looks pretty textbook, in my opinion, right there. So, doesn't look bad for Pepe. I think Pepe is just waiting for confirmation for altcoin season, and this thing's going to take, it's going to take a freaking, a crazy parabolic run towards the upside. Like I keep saying, Pepe is going to be probably number one meme coin at the end of the day. And I don't even own any Pepe, right? I could have freaking bought Pepe under, I think, where was it? If you go back to my early videos like 3 years ago, we were talking about Pepe after, like, when it broke out, right? When initially, because Pepe came out during a bear market, broke to $1 billion, and then it came back down to like 100 million, and I still didn't buy in. So, if you're holding this, I think this is a long-term meme coin play right here. Probably one of your safest bets. And I think this is going to do good. So, Twix on tour said, hey, bro, look at Cas. Is Caspa running? Is Caspa running, bro? Bro, look at this. We're on the 15 minute. We're going to zoom out here in a minute, but look at this. Same thing as freaking Pepe. Look at that W pattern that we have forming on Caspa as well on the 15 minute right here. I think we're in the, bro, I'm telling you, if Ethereum can keep going right now, we're about to be approaching 3,200. If we can keep, on this momentum, I think altcoins are about to absolutely start ripping. I mean, we've been talking about this. Look at this. Even on the hourly, it even looks better. Look at that W pattern right there, bro. Twix, that's a beautiful W pattern on Caspa. So you guys could potentially be in the mix of a nice run. Look at the 4 hour. The 4 hour. Look at this W pattern. That's textbook right there, dude. Holy crap. I wonder if this is like this for like majority of the alts right here. Look at this. Freaking massive freaking W right there. I mean, that right there, it's not guaranteed that it's going to move towards the upside, but a lot of times when you see that double bottom, right, you see that W pattern, it usually points towards the upside. And same thing when we look at a double top, right? M pattern usually, not always, but usually will point towards the downside as well. So looks good. We're on the 4 hour. Let me pull up the daily on Caspa real quick. You can see on Caspa, you guys have broke above your 618 as of now, right? Your 618 somewhere around that 0.8 cent mark. So you've definitely broke above your 618. I think the next big spot for some resistance, even though you do have some resistance around that 9 cent, 9.1 cents, it looks like you've come up and hit your head. Big spot's going to be somewhere around that 10 cent. I have 9.8 cents as a big spot for some resistance. And then obviously you have the 0.5 right here at around 10.5 cents. Those are going to be your next big spots for some resistance. But honestly, in my opinion, if alts are starting to run, really picking up steam, I think a lot of these areas, you're going to blow right by them. You're going to blow right by them. If we're doing a slow track towards the upside, which I think we're probably going to see for right now, where you're seeing, like a slow but sure pace towards the upside, right? I think that, I know everybody wants us to just see a big ripper and just run up, to all-time highs for any project that you're in. But slower the pace, I think at the end of the day, as better just because you're not going to see such dramatic moves towards the downside, right? And you guys, we always see this, especially for DeFi, your lower cap projects. If they shoot up 50, 60, 70% up, within hours, what do you think is going to follow, right? People are going to take those profits. A lot of people just made 50, 60%, right? So they're going to end up just selling off and it's going to come right back down. But if you're seeing slow but surely a pace towards the upside, you're seeing money coming in, small money coming out, right? Obviously, if we're moving up, more money's coming in than coming out, right? So that's pretty much what I would like to see for alts, right? But I mean, something like Pepe that we just saw, Kaspa, the charts look pretty similar where they're on an upward trend. A lot of them have broke above their 618, right? And it looks like a nice little W pattern on the smaller time frames, like your 1 hour, your 4 hour, and stuff like that. So looks good. I would say probably just keep an eye out. If you're not going to remember all those price points, remember you can come back to the video if you need to and come in. We're at the, where are we at as far as time frame on the video? We're on the 36-minute mark, so you can always just fast forward and look at the chart that we have here. So I think roughly about that 9.7 to 10 cent mark is where you're going to probably find some good resistance, in my opinion. So, but Kaspa looks good. Looks good, bro. Old said Pepe's my number one meme holding than Turbo. Nice. Oh yeah. Twix, Ethereum's price in 15-minute. What are we looking at here? What do we have? Like a nice little W pattern. I don't see a W. Maybe like right here we saw a small little W, but nothing too crazy. I mean, the good thing is that Ethereum is basically on an uptrend. It looks like Ethereum ran up to 3,200. It did, as we were just talking. It did get to it got to 3,200 and got rejected so far. So these key levels, and I say key levels, they're more like mental, right? Where people, like, maybe someone bought in at 2,900, Ethereum goes up to 32. They're like, oh yeah, let me sell at 3,200, right? It's just a mental, right? Because it's 32, it's a solid number, so you're going to see probably resistance as we get up to 32, like we just saw, 33, areas like that. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, there's going to be areas in between from now to where we're at for Ethereum that you're going to have some small resistance areas, but I think the big spots that it's going to take a lot of volume, a lot of money to break through is going to be the 3,600 area, somewhere around this 3,600 area, just because this is a trend line that's been going for the last 3 years, right? We're 4 years, 4-year trend line right here. This is 2021, right? If you guys all remember the bull run in 2021, this was basically towards the end, right, of 2021. You can see this was the top of the market too. Ethereum broke up to about 48, but the point of what I'm getting to is since then we have made we've made lower highs, right? So given just this one time that we did break up to about 4,100, other than that, we have not broke above and stayed above. So this 3,600 is going to be the area that we're looking for. That's going to give us probably the most hell right there. So let's see here. So Owen, what's going on, bro? Said FWOG or Myro? What are you asking? Like if I had to pick one, or are you asking to look at the charts? FWOG or Myro? Every time I say FWOG, I just like it. I want to laugh. FWOG. Let's see, where is Myro at nowadays? Myro not looking too bad, right? We saw, obviously, the drop down as we've seen for any projects, but you can see even Myro has a little W pattern going right now. Nice little consolidation around that 1.6 to 1.9 area down here, and then you can see a nice little move towards the upside right now. So Myro, $23 million market cap. I mean, you guys know I've been very bullish on Myro. I did sell off on my Myro just to move in on some other projects. I'm very bullish on pretty much a lot of things, right? But I'm very bullish on, if I'm going DeFi, Solana is Mask. This project right here, in my opinion, right? This is obviously my opinion, but I feel like this project is going to do big things here. They did just get listed on MEXC, right? Remember last week, the last 2 weeks, probably last month that I've been talking about. Mask. I think this is it right here. I've been telling you guys that it has over 30,000 wallets, right? 30,000 people holding on the project, and it wasn't even dropped on any central exchange whatsoever yet. So as of this week, I believe, I don't know when this happened, but you can see MEXC finally dropped it on their central exchange. So right now, majority of the volume is basically coming in through swaps, and you can see market cap's only at $6 million, and the volume for today, 4.6 million. So I mean, if you think about that, that's almost 75% of its market cap and volume coming in every single day. So I mean, that's something you want to look for. It's a very tradable project, right? Very tradable project, and right now, in my opinion, at $6 million market cap, I feel like that's a steal, in my opinion. Obviously, I am invested in this project, disclosure. So, but that's pretty much where I kind of traded my Myro over for that, just because I feel like it's a little bit more relevant for right now. Even though Myro does have, Myro's on basically every mid-tier central exchange. On every freaking central exchange, it's on KuCoin, Crypto.com. It's already on MEXC. I mean, you can go down the list. It's pretty much on everything, so it has a lot more exposure than something like Mask. So I think both projects are going to do really well, in my opinion. So, and then FWOG, I don't have FWOG on my let's see here. We haven't pulled this up in a while. I'm looking at the daily. Market cap's at 46 million. So I mean, it's a solid project. Punk, top of the morning to you, bro. Put a fib retracement on this thing, if I even should. I didn't realize, bro, FWOG ran up. Holy shit. This thing got up to 73 cents at some point. That's crazy. I mean, I don't even know if there's any point in doing a fib retracement on that. We'll have to do a smaller fib. So, I mean, you can see everything right now is not doing bad, right? You can see it's up about 5.5%. Like I said, the numbers look good. Volume at around 1.1 million. This is just on Raydium. So I'm sure across the board it's probably doing a lot better for volume. Yeah, $8 million in volume. So it looks good. Looks solid. And I mean, again, like this right here, for instance, FWOG is on Crypto.com. You have KuCoin, Gate, MEXC, right? Kraken. So, I mean, this project's on all the mid-tier exchanges that you want to see, for a meme coin with a low market cap, too, around 46 million. So, it looks good. Volume looks good. As far as the chart, looks like you're pointing towards the upside for right now. You kind of broke above on the small fib, above the 786. Right here, 786 is going to be around that 44 cent mark. You can see it's kind of been a spot for some resistance slightly. So if you guys can at least, even if you come back and you hold the 4.5 cent mark, I think you'd be on to the races as long as the market stays where it's at right now. So doesn't look bad, brother. Toshi seems to be running early. I like it. Everybody's all on the meme coins. Bro, I think meme coins are going to be going crazy here. I'm telling you. Watch. In the next freaking week or two, we're going to be talking about all these freaking meme coins that are up hundreds and hundreds of percent. So Toshi looks good. It's up 15%. What I like about this is you can see, I mean, the trend line is going to be sloppy and ugly, but you can see a nice move, right, towards the upside as far as higher lows being made on Toshi. So it looks good, brother. Let me see if we can maybe do some kind of a fib retracement on here. Something light here. So, I mean, like I said, looks good. Same thing for this project above the 786. Above the 786 is around that 48 level, so you're at 67, obviously. So a nice move towards the upside. This looks great. Market cap's at 280 million. This is on base. Yep. So let me see something here with Toshi. Toshi's got a lot more exposure out of the three that we pulled up. Yeah, volume's at around $30 million. So one thing that I will tell you, the benefits of trading on base, and I'm sure they're going to start being they've already started to be biased on on Coinbase, is that base is obviously Coinbase's ecosystem, right? It's a layer 2 that's on Ethereum. And you're going to start seeing if they're bigger meme coins, they're going to get listed on Coinbase quick, right? Because they're already on Coinbase's ecosystem. I have a feeling that Coinbase has probably been blocking a lot of other meme coins that are on other ecosystems because they just don't want to give them the exposure, right? Which I don't, it is what it is. It is what it is. But something like this is on Coinbase, right? Along with every other mid-tier exchange, so it has a lot of exposure where a lot of newer investors, they're going to go on to Coinbase, right? And they're going to look for meme coins, and they're going to see a meme coin like Toshi, right? And they're probably going to buy in. So this right here has a lot of potential to do very well, given that it is on base, but people are most likely buying it on Coinbase, right? So not a bad little gig that it has there. So it looks good. Next big spot for some resistance. I mean, you're going to have little spots, but I think this 618 area is going to be at the 86 is going to be your spot for some resistance. So we'll see. Where's Bitcoin at right now? Ethereum's at 3,200. Ethereum's at 3,200 right now, guys. She's cooking. She is cooking. And we have Bitcoin right now. I need to find my chart where I have all these levels. I don't know where the hell I put my chart. I have like so many different charts. Holy crap. I haven't looked at this chart in a while, but look at this. I did this like a year ago. Looks like this thing's playing out. Move it over. It did. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? It literally played out pretty well. I guess I'll have to find that chart at another time. I don't know where the hell it is. Bitcoin dominance. Yeah, bro. We were just pulling that up. Bitcoin dominance has fallen obviously as Ethereum is moving. So I'll talk about this one more time with Bitcoin dominance. Obviously, inverse charts, right? We have Ethereum moving up. We have dominance coming down, right? They're inverse charts pretty much. So what we're looking for Bitcoin dominance is we're looking to break below the 63.5%. We can get below that area and stay below. We've done it a couple times where we broke below this this trend, but we can't seem to hold it, right? But we just read that article earlier on the stream, basically saying that a lot of analysts are thinking that we've most likely topped for dominance, right? We said this 2 weeks ago. We talked about it. A lot of institutional money was going to be flowing into Ethereum, and that's exactly what we're seeing now. So this trend basically started back in the bear market, right? November 2022, and it's been steadily holding, other than maybe a couple times where we broke below. And when we did break below, like this time right here, right? December of 2024, we broke below. If you pull up Ethereum's chart during December 2024, which is right here, Ethereum was at $4,100 at the time, right? You guys understand this? So as dominance drops, Ethereum's going to rise, and not only Ethereum, but most of the alts are going to start running like crazy.
if not all of them. So we need to see this dominance obviously continue to move down, break below this trend line. And yeah, it's gonna be nothing but on to the races for a lot of these projects. That's why I keep saying I've had my positions open, as far as all my long-term positions on alts. I have been stacking up on meme coins because we're going to probably see meme coins start running again as new money's flowing into the markets. What do you see them flowing into? A lot of them are going to be flowing into their favorite, whatever meme coins that are, that they're interested in. So, Punk, y'all look at BOMO on base. So it seems like everybody's on base now, right? Is base taking over? BOMO on base. Nice. BOMO on base. I mean, it's a nice looking chart. Just be careful because, you're up like crazy. And I mean up like crazy on the chart. So a couple things. You broke below the 236, so just be cautious. I would keep an eye out on this 39 area right here. This is your 382, right? If this does break, it looks like you've already bounced off of it once. If it does break, you're probably going to be coming down towards the 0.5 or the 618 for here. So if you can maybe find some support around that 39 area, which is going to be your the 382. If you can find some support, it's going to probably keep hitting its head at the 236. If you can break above the 236, you're going to be making new highs on this. So just keep an eye out on it for that. Old said, my Brett was up 29% in the past week. Landwolf almost 60%. Bunk 60%. Mr. Miggles 22. I might trade my Miggles for Bunk. Bunk is on a run right today. Like today, Bunk is on a run. Let's pull up Bunk's chart here. It's up. Look at this. It's on a run, bro. All I would say is just be cautious. Don't FOMO, right? We have time. I don't think we're gonna this is it. Like tomorrow, it's altcoin season and you missed your chance type of thing. There's always gonna be little pullbacks here and there. So just remember, Bunk. This is on the daily, so you're looking at the last 6 to 8 weeks. Bunk has been on a freaking tear, right? So if you look at from this bottom right here to where it's at right now, Bunk's up 200%. So just be cautious. I would maybe not financial advice, but just look to see maybe if it's going to rebound. Maybe come back to retest the 0.618 at around the 28 level right here, because you can see it came up and retested the 0.5, but it's not breaking above as of now. So keep an eye out on that as well. Ethereum, nice breakout, 3,217 right now. Let's just zoom in a little bit, kind of get those dramatic charts. Look at that. Ethereum pointing to the sky, 3,220. Man, my back is like so stiff. Looks good. I want to pull up something real quick. Hold on, give me a second. I'm going to pull it up on my other screen here and show you guys. Where is it? There it is. What the hell? I want to show you guys. So you guys know, no problem. Owen, I got you, bro. Punk, I got you. Mog is up 48%. We'll pull up Mog here real quick. I wanted to show you guys here. Let me see. This was me in the in the Bahamas the last couple of days. We went down to Cozumel. You can see obviously me on the left. That's my brother. This is my daughter, and this is my sister. Don't let this picture confuse you. It was so. We were in water that was like 30, 40. It was like 35 foot water, crystal clear, big ass fish everywhere. Enormous fish everywhere, guys. It was absolutely insane. Ethereum's running, but it was absolutely insane. It was a hell of a time, but man, I will say that snorkeling is tiring. It is tiring. Look at this is me and my daughter during the sunset right here. Beautiful daughter I have right there, guys. This is the first time I've showed her on the stream. But look at that sunset. We were in like probably the middle of the Gulf right here. So, had a great time. I tell you guys this all the time, bro. If you guys have the opportunity to go on vacations with the family, bro, go out there and enjoy yourselves. Go out there and enjoy yourselves, right? This is what it's all about, making money and splurging it with the family, you know? So, appreciate it, guys. Exactly. We're all lucky, right, Jack? We're all lucky. I have the benefit because if you guys know, I live down here in Florida, so we can just jump on a freaking cruise ship, you know? Exactly. Well, listen, if Ethereum gets up to plus $4,000, I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to be going on cruises because your portfolios are going to be all chunky and you're going to be like, bro, you're not going to know what to do with yourself. You're like, I have all this money burning a hole, right? Bunk's on a freaking tear. Let's look at Bitcoin real quick. I hate this chart. I'm about to just start over a whole new chart here in a minute. Amor, what's going on, brother? I know you're grinding, bro. Keep grinding, dude. Oh, Amor, let's pull up Mog real quick, because I know you're big on Mog. So I can give you a little headline of when you can actually quit, bro. Once this Mog starts taking over, you can just be like, bro, to your boss, be like, listen, it ain't working out. You'd be like, Amor, what do you mean what's not working out? This what we have going on here where I'm working every single day. It's just not working out, bro, all right? I got to go. Where is my Mog chart? I don't know. I could have sworn we had a fib retracement on Mog. I'll make another one. So Mog is doing well. It actually just broke above a key level right here at the 618. You're at the 17.6 area right now. The 17.2 price for Mog is the 618. That's where the 618 is on my chart. You can see we're looking at the daily, but it looks good. Let's zoom in a little bit and see if we have some. Oh, look at that. That's what I was waiting to see. So above, you guys, you're above the 618, right? But it looks like as of now, you pretty much, if you can see on your way up recently, you came up, hit your head, came back to retest, and it looks like as of now in the hourly, you have some support at the 618. It's not, to me, solid support yet until we have a few green candles, even red candles. But as long as we're finding support at the 618, which is around that 17.1, 17.2 area, that's what we need to find as support. And I think you guys are going to be continuing this upward move, in my opinion. So it looks good. Let me pull it up on CoinMarketCap real quick. Yep. So for the day, you're up about 6% right now. So it looks good. Looks good. Punk. Yeah, Mog, exactly. Punk might be a question for the Discord, but is it best to swap returns to USDC or USDT and leave it? Let me ask you, Punk. This is more of a members only stream kind of thing, like question, but we got you, bro. So as far as, let me ask you this. So are you talking about like when, let's say you jumped in on a project, you made some money, now you're going to swap over, right? Let's say it's Solana, right? On the Solana ecosystem, you just made money on Myro. You're talking about like selling Myro and swapping it over to should you swap it over to a stable coin or over to Solana, right? No, I know you remember. I'm saying like we normally talk about this in the members only stream, right? This is usually the stuff that we talk about. So obviously not financial advice, but normally for myself, I usually will swap back over to USDC. That's usually what I do. I swap over to USDC, right? And I kind of just wait for the next move if I'm going to be, wherever I'm putting the money next, on the next project, or if I'm going to wait for the, MOG to come down or Myro to come down and then buy back in. But, if you move over, I think the difference is that if you move over, let's just say you sold a project, you swapped it over to like Solana, right? It's going to fluctuate, right? So it could fluctuate in your favor where Solana is moving up, right? And maybe let's say you took out $1,000 off of Myro and you swapped it back over into Solana. Solana might have a good day that day and it might be up 5%. So now that $1,000 is $1,050, right? Or it could, go down a few percent, So I think that's why a lot of people, when it's bigger money, they'll just swap it over to USDC because it's stable, right? Hence stable coin. It's stable. So if you swap over $1,000, it's going to be $1,000 no matter what, if that makes any sense. So Ricky said wormhole. Man, I'll tell you guys this. When Ricky gets fixated on a project, my boy is dedicated. He's dedicated. He's been screaming wormhole for what now? For the last 2 weeks? What? I don't even know what the hell wormhole is, but it's on Binance and Coinbase, so let's do some digging here. Ricky's like, bro, I've said it 17 times in the chat, bro. What is Wormhole? Since its inception in 2020, Wormhole has stood as the core interoperability solution in the blockchain industry, offering a comprehensive platform that empowers multi-chain builders, applications, and users. In the traditional blockchain development paradigm, is that right? Paradigm? Applications are often confined to their native ecosystem, limiting their functionality and interaction capabilities. Wormhole breaks down these boundaries, offering developers a solution for creating applications that operate seamlessly across the multiple blockchains. These solutions are primarily facilitated by Wormhole's Wormhole's foundational, I was like reading the wrong sentence here, foundational messaging protocol, which allows for the secure transfer of arbitrary data between blockchains. Whew, thought I was never going to get done with that paragraph right there. I mean, with a whole bunch of techie words here, it basically seems like it bridges across a lot of ecosystems, right? So, I mean, definitely something that could be used down the road, even now, obviously, right, for a lot of utility projects and stuff like that. So the platform's open source nature has inspired numerous forks on GitHub with contributes from entities like, let's see here, what the hell, Asylum Metric Research, Wormhole Labs, Zspoken, XLab. This collaborative environment underscores Wormhole's abilities and potential for growth. The platform has handed over 1 billion multi-chain messages for applications and is trusted by teams like AMD, Uniswap, Circle, Lido, PancakeSwap, Jupiter, Backpack, and more. So, like I said, I mean, obviously, sounds great, right, as far as a bridge across ecosystems. So, I mean, this is something that obviously crypto needs. Obviously, they have this, something similar with Chainlink, right? So, I mean, something like this with a $400 million market cap, not bad at all. So, I mean, for the day, it's up about 8%, but you can see this thing has been on a tear as of late. I mean, yeah, looks good. I mean, you guys are coming off of highs, all-time highs there, Ricky. So The only thing I would say, bro, I know you do your own charts and stuff like that, but the 8.3 cent mark is your 236 on the fib right there. So just keep an eye on that. Even if it comes back to retest the $8.3 right? As long as you get a bounce off of that, you guys will probably continue the move towards the upside. So. And you guys got Ricky started with Wormhole. Here we go. We're gonna find out that Ricky's probably one of the main devs for Wormhole. Watch. He probably owns like half the freaking market cap. And he's probably a dev. TJ! It's my boy. What's going on, bro? Watch. Oh, would you put it past Ricky? He's probably a freaking dev on the team. You got to keep an eye out on him, bro. Old said, I just don't know why they use that name, Wormhole. If you know computer security, why in the hell would you name crypto that? They have a $5 million bounty for anyone that can hack Wormhole. Oh, man. Hell yeah, bro. I mean, it looks like a solid project for sure. Definitely very useful technology that we need in the space, for sure. Ethereum looks great. Ethereum looks great. Bonk is absolutely ripping as well, guys. Bonk's up 16% right now. Looks great. I can officially say right now that I don't have any leverage open right now. And let me tell you something. Like, I feel like I'm missing out right now because I haven't, like, today I closed my shorts whenever we dropped down. I think it was like yesterday or the day before. I closed those shorts that I talked about, but I haven't opened up a position because I've been traveling as well. But it feels like I'm just like stress-free right now. It really does. I feel stress-free from not having leverage open right now. Whew. Leverage, you can make some damn money. You can get your ass handed to, but no matter what, it's freaking stressful. It really is. Amor, the beach was great, bro. It was great. It was great. If you go back like 10, 15 minutes on the stream, I showed 2 pictures of me snorkeling and me with my daughter on the boat. But it was fun, bro. I appreciate you asking. But I'm glad to be back with you guys. I'm glad to be home and normal settings because like I love, going out. I actually look, I'm obviously always tan, but I mean, look at my face. I'm red. But I love, going on vacation, but man, I do like just coming home. I really do. I like coming home. Like I was missing my own bed and stuff like that. And I just wanted to get away from like a bar because I don't want to drink for a little while. Ricky said, you'll get much more information laid out if you Google Wormhole, then you'll understand why I got my attention. Hell yeah. Amor said, Crip got that beach glow. I do, bro. I do. Old, I think he's asking Ricky, were there any copycats? I remember seeing it a few weeks back, but the name, I was like, this is a scam crypto with a new twist. I don't know, bro. There's always going to be copycats. But I mean, it's hard. You can't like, if you go onto TradingView, bro, and you put in Wormhole, you know what I'm saying? The copycats are going to be like on DeFi. If you're looking it up on freaking the deck screener, you're going to find a bunch of little like fake projects. So Ethereum's on a freaking rip right now, guys. Bitcoin, let's see here. Bitcoin looks like she's coming back up to about 119 as of now. Where is my freaking chart? I wonder if I exit out of this. Let me exit out of this. Go back into it. It'll bring my chart back up. Nope. It's bringing bunk. Great. I freaking lost my chart, guys. I'm going to have to freaking redo a whole chart. Where the hell I put that chart? I don't know. I'll find it later, though. But what I was saying earlier in the stream as well, guys, is we are, for right now, I do plan on doing the trenches stream later on for our members. If you guys are interested in jumping in, we say trenches, we go down into Pump Fund and all that good stuff. And basically, we'll be doing live trades on DeFi and stuff like that. If you guys want to join, make some money. Obviously, disclaimer, it is very risky. We're doing fast moves, but if you like to jump in, you can join us. We'll probably be doing it tonight. We definitely are going to be doing it multiple times by this week. So the only reason why I say possibly tonight, just because I am still kind of tired, and I'm sure by 7 o'clock tonight, I'm going to be like looking at my bed like, what's up? Haven't seen you here in a while. Overcome, what's going on, brother? Ricky said, great things coming in the near future. Old Crip, I didn't realize this was a public stream. Can you delete my FUD comments on Wormhole? I'll delete them, but I mean, you're alright, bro. Where did this see here? Alright, I'm going to delete that comment. I'll delete this one too. I got you, bro. Now you're going in timeout, buddy, for 10 minutes. Old's going into timeout. Just kidding. Well, guys, listen. Real quick, before you leave, two things. Well, a few things. Make sure you guys, please hit the like, right? We're trying to keep the channel going as far as building up. So make sure you guys, please hit the like if you guys had a fun today. Informational, hit that like. If you're new, make sure you guys slap the that subscribe button. Come join us. Come be a member with us. Like I said, we're going to be going into the trenches tonight, having some fun. It's $4.99 a month, bro. You'll make that back tonight easily, and you'll have a whole month of streaming for free, pretty much. The main thing today, two things. Ethereum, obviously, the main thing for today, and Bitcoin dominance. Ooh, Ricky, look at this. Look at this, Rick. Ooh, we're finally breaking below. Let's do this. We're finally breaking below the trend, bro. Nice. We're pretty much testing the trend line right now as we speak. We're a little bit below, but we're testing it right now. We're at 63.5% right now in dominance. So these are going to be the main things that that everybody's probably going to be talking about today. Is Bitcoin dominance has slowly coming down, right? And Ethereum is slowly coming up. They're basically inverse charts, right? Ethereum's coming up to break a trend of lower highs that it's basically formed in the last 4 years, right? We're looking for this 3,600 level. This is going to be a big spot for Ethereum. And Bitcoin dominance breaking below this trend and staying below this trend for dominance that it's basically formed in the last 3 years since the bear market all the way back. There we go. Back down here in November of 2022, we've been steadily moving towards the upside. So if things continue the way we are right now, oh man, I'll leave it there. If things keep going the way we are right now, guys, Bitcoin is at 119,000, right? So Bitcoin even is staying solid. We said this, right? Dominance doesn't mean Bitcoin price going down. It just means that more money's not just flowing into Bitcoin, but also flowing into Ethereum and eventually getting into a lot of these alts and meme coins, right? So we want to see this dominance just continue to drop. Hopefully Ethereum can keep moving towards the upside. It's at 3260 as of now, so it's on a nice little rip as of now. The stock market is kind of flat. S&P at basically where we left it, 0.1. NASDAQ's down 0.1, and Dow Jones is up about 0.25% as of now. So things look good, guys. Let's keep this momentum, right? Let's keep this momentum going. As far as that, that's pretty much it. Tonight, like I said, hopefully we'll have our members-only stream for the trenches. If not, we guarantee that we will be having multiple by this week. Today's already Wednesday, so that means Thursday, Friday, or if not, we'll do Thursday and maybe sometime this weekend as well. So other than that, guys, I'm going to let you guys go. Have a productive day today. Make sure you guys are out there grinding. Keep your eyes on the charts. I think we're going to have a solid day today. Other than that, I will see each and every one of you guys later. Or if not, I'll see you in the Discord. All right, guys? Thank you. See you guys later.